Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our press conference. My name is Kristen Wong-Tam, member of Provincial Parliament for Toronto Centre. Joining me today at the podium are MPPs Jessica Bell of University of Rosedale, as well as Chris Glover of Spadina, Fort York. And also at the podium with us are Sumay Chang, who is the Executive Director of Street Haven, and Sarah Crosby, who's in the studio gallery today. Their message is to address the housing crisis in Ontario, as many are sleeping on couches or staying with family and friends since the shelters are nearly full every single night. In Toronto, shelters in every sector are full or near capacity. There are almost 85,000 households waiting on the subsidized lists for housing in Toronto. The wait time for a subsidized one-bedroom apartment in Toronto can take up to 12 years and sometimes even 37 if a tenant is restricted to a particular building or a location. The waitlist for supportive housing in Toronto is essential to ending homelessness, and we need to get that number down. Right now, it is sitting at 24,000 people deep. In their report of 2021, the FAO concludes that the province will not achieve its goal of ending chronic homelessness in Ontario by 2025. The Auditor General of Ontario has also cited that the Ford Conservative government has actually no plan to end homelessness or to address the housing crisis. Over the next 3 years, the FAO projects that the province's base homelessness program spending will grow at an annual average of 3.4%, which is significantly lower than the 8% spending growth from 2013 to 2021. No matter where you live in Ontario, in cities or towns, large or small, rural or urban communities, northern communities, you have witnessed this explosion in homelessness. Ontario is one of the most prosperous jurisdictions in the world, and yet this government is condemning people and families to stay in parks, ravines, and forests. They are living in tents. They are starving. The Ford government has the power to end homelessness. We all know that. Instead, they let people with serious health and mental health conditions die in our streets and communities while refusing to acknowledge homelessness as a crisis. In 3 days, the Ford government will be tabling yet another budget. We will all be watching for their Made in Ontario solution to end homelessness. Budget Day is one of the most important days in our political calendar. The Ford government has a poor record of supporting access and funding to transitional and real, deeply affordable housing. The Association of Municipalities in Ontario, representing 444 municipalities, is asking all of us to follow the money. In an open letter signed by 26 significant organizations ranging from CUPE Ontario to the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police to the Ontario Alliance to End Homelessness and many more, they are saying that the cause and effect are apparent in Ontario when it comes to homelessness. You don't invest, you don't get housing. Currently, Ontario has the lowest per capita spending in the country. Ontario spends $2,000 less per person than the average other 12 provinces and territories. We need money in the budget now in order for us to implement affordable housing in both rural and urban communities. Budgets are the apex of any single policy tool. Government budgets show us what a government truly values and what they see as their priorities. We call on the Ford government to show us the money for real affordable housing in the budget on March 23rd. I would now like to welcome Sumay Chang, Executive Director of Street Haven. She will be followed as a